It was a Wednesday afternoon when she sent the photo. Lana was on a girls' trip in Miami, 3 days with her college friends. Spa time, beach time, margaritas, laughter, freedom. I had no reason to suspect anything. She planned it for weeks. Bought new sandals. Printed the itinerary. Even left Max, our dog, with her sister to make the trip more freeing. I wasn't bitter about staying behind. Work was busy. I told her to go, to relax, to enjoy herself. I meant it. Then the selfie came. Just after 2 p.m. She was on a balcony, sunglasses on, drink in hand. A perfect blue sky behind her. Hair blowing in the wind. Her caption said, "Miss you. Beach life is healing me." I smiled out of habit. Tapped the screen to zoom in on her face. That's when I saw it. The reflection in her sunglasses. In the left lens, I saw a bare chest, not hers. A man, lying back on a lounge chair. Arm bent behind his head. Tattoo on the bicep. There was no one else in the shot. No women. No friends. Just her. And him. My smile faded. I didn't say anything. Didn't reply to the message. Didn't call. Instead, I turned off my phone and sat on the edge of the couch, staring out the window for a full minute. Then I opened my laptop. I pulled up her travel itinerary. She had forwarded it to me the day she booked it. Outbound flight, return time, hotel name. Staying at the Cove Suites on Ocean Drive, she had written. I Googled the hotel. Beachfront, modern, popular with couples. I checked the photo again. The balcony behind her matched the hotel's promo pictures. She was definitely there, but not with the people she said. By 5 p.m., I had a one-way ticket booked to Miami. I wasn't going to confront her. I wasn't going to walk up and make a scene. That would just give her the power to twist it. You stalked me. You're controlling. You don't trust me. No. I was going to gather evidence. Quietly. I packed a small duffel bag. Took only what I needed. I left Max with my brother for the night and told work I had a family emergency. I didn't explain. They didn't ask. By 9:45 p.m., I was in a rideshare from the airport heading toward Ocean Drive. I had booked a room at a different hotel, just down the street from hers. I didn't want to risk her seeing my name at check-in. I didn't even want to breathe the same lobby air. I was here to observe. Nothing more. The next morning, I walked to the Cove Suites. Not in a rush. Just a man on vacation, looking for a coffee. I sat at a cafe across the street with a perfect view of the entrance. I had a baseball cap pulled low, sunglasses on. I wasn't trying to hide, just blend in. And I waited. At 10:12 a.m., she walked out. Hair up. Sundress. Smiling. She wasn't alone. He followed behind her. Same tattoo. Same chest. Now covered by a tank top. He leaned in close as they walked, laughing at something she said. She touched his arm. He kissed her on the shoulder casually, like it was normal. They crossed the street and headed toward the beach. I didn't follow. I didn't need to. I had video. My phone was propped on my coffee cup, camera running. It captured everything. Faces. Time. Hotel entrance. I waited until they disappeared toward the sand, then stood up and walked calmly toward the hotel. Inside, I asked the front desk if I could leave something for a guest, Lana Harrow, room 521. The woman behind the counter checked the system. Yes, she's here, she said. Would you like to leave a note? I smiled. Actually, I'll just text her. I walked out. That was all I needed. Confirmation. Video. Hotel records. Now I had the full picture. That night, I flew back home. She didn't know I had left town. She called later that evening, upbeat, bubbly. We spent the whole day on the beach, she said. I'm so sunburned. I'll send you pics. That's great, I said. Glad you're relaxing. I miss you, she added. I miss you too. I wasn't angry. I wasn't heartbroken. I was just done. The next day, I called Claire McIntyre, divorce attorney, the same one a friend used 2 years earlier during a messy infidelity case. I told her everything. Do you have evidence? She asked. Yes, I said. Photos. Video. Hotel confirmation. And she doesn't know? No idea. Claire paused. Good. Then we file first. You'll have the advantage. I don't want drama. You won't need it. You've already won the only way that matters, with proof. That night, Lana texted again. Thinking of you. Wish you were here. I didn't respond. I just watched the video again. Her walking out of that hotel with a stranger, laughing like everything in her life was perfect. She had no idea that everything was about to change. She walked through the front door like she hadn't just destroyed a marriage. Big suitcase rolling behind her, souvenir tote bag on her shoulder, sunglasses still perched on top of her head. She smelled like the beach, coconut lotion, and too much perfume. Her skin was bronzed, glowing. Her smile, wide. "Baby, I'm home." She called out like she was coming back from a work trip. I met her in the kitchen. Calm. Steady. She wrapped her arms around me and kissed me on the cheek. "God, I missed you." "I missed you too," I said. I wasn't lying. I had missed this moment, the moment where I could look her in the face, knowing everything, and stay absolutely silent. That kind of control? That kind of quiet? It doesn't come from anger. It comes from clarity. She launched into her stories, the girls' night, by the pool, the long walk on the beach, the hilarious bartender, who called them all trouble. Lies. All of them. And I nodded, chuckled, asked questions like a good husband. "What about you?" she asked. "You and Max hold it down here?" "Yeah. Took him to the lake. Got some rest." I didn't tell her that I had flown 1,300 miles, that I had video of her kissing another man's shoulder, that I had already met with a lawyer. No need. The trap was already built. The next morning, I got up before her, let Max out, made coffee, and checked my email. Claire had sent over the signed petition, the court filing confirmation, a copy of the recorded video file, labeled and timestamped, for evidence. Subject line: "You're officially in control now." I stared at the screen for a long moment. Then I poured Lana a cup of coffee, just the way she liked it, and brought it to the bedroom. She mumbled, "You're the best," and rolled over. I smiled. "It's some rest. You'll need it." That afternoon, she asked if I wanted to plan a weekend away, somewhere just us, no distractions. The irony made me want to laugh, but I didn't. Instead, I said, "Sounds nice. Let's look at dates." And I took a note, because every promise she made now, I wanted in writing. By Thursday, the papers were processed. The court accepted the petition, and Claire arranged for the service to happen Friday afternoon at Lana's office. "She's a public-facing employee, right?" Claire asked. "Yeah. Front desk at a dental office." "Perfect. She'll be served quietly, during working hours. No drama. Just signatures." Good. I didn't want a scene. I wanted certainty. Friday morning, Lana kissed me goodbye like any normal day. "See you tonight," she said at the door. Definitely. But there would be no dinner. No wine. No couch cuddles. No plans for a trip we'd never take. At 2:31 p.m., I got a text. "Lana, what is this? What is happening?" Then another. "Lana, you filed for divorce?" Without even talking to me. I ignored them. Then the phone call started. I let the first go to voicemail. Then the second. Then the third. The fourth time, I answered. "Hi. You served me at work?" Her voice was half shock, half rage. "What the hell, Jason? I thought you'd prefer not to be embarrassed at home. You filed for divorce. Without a word. What kind of coward?" "I've got video, Lana. You and him. Walking out of your hotel. Holding hands. That selfie you sent me? I saw the reflection in your sunglasses. He was lying next to you." Silence. Long, strained silence. Then she said, quietly, "It's not what you think." That made me laugh. I couldn't help it. "You lied about where you were. Lied about who you were with. Lied about trying to have a family. And then you sent me a photo that gave it all away." Still silence. "It's exactly what I think." She exhaled. "Can we just talk?" "No," I said. "We already did. Every night I believed you. We were talking. Now it's my turn to act." I hung up. That night, she didn't come home. I don't know if it was shame, anger, or strategy. Maybe all three. But the silence in the house felt earned. I made myself dinner. Max lay by my feet. I put on a movie, but didn't really watch it. I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't mourning. I was releasing. Saturday morning, I got an email from Claire. She contacted her lawyer. They want to negotiate privately. Be ready, she's going to try emotional leverage next. I was ready. By Sunday afternoon, it began. She showed up at the house, bags under her eyes, wearing the same hoodie she used to steal from my closet. "I'm not here to fight," she said at the door. "I know," I replied. "You're here because you lost control. Can we sit?" We did. She tried everything. It didn't mean anything. I panicked. "We've been drifting for a while. I made a mistake." I nodded through all of it. "You knew what you were doing," I said quietly. "You just never thought I'd figure it out." She blinked fast. "I didn't mean to hurt you. You just didn't mean to get caught." Her eyes filled with tears. And I just watched. No yelling. No guilt. No warmth. Just truth. I'm not going to fight you in court, she whispered. I want to feel like a human again. Then maybe don't treat people like obstacles. She left 20 minutes later. Didn't slam the door. Didn't look back. That was the last time she stood in that house. By Monday morning, the version of the story Lana started telling wasn't mine. It began with a mutual friend texting me. Carly. Hey. I heard what's going on. Lana said she came back from the trip and you had already filed? What happened? I stared at the message a moment, then typed. Me. She didn't mention the other man in her hotel room? Carly didn't reply right away. 10 minutes later. Carly. I didn't know there was someone else. She said you blindsided her. I didn't respond. Let her wonder. By Tuesday, 3 more concerned friends reached out, all with the same tone. Lana was painting herself as shocked, confused, hurt. He just filed out of nowhere. He didn't even give me a chance to explain. We were going through a rough patch, and he snapped. But the truth didn't need volume. It just needed evidence. Claire had already submitted the hotel footage, the time-stamped selfie with the reflected man, and a copy of the hotel guest list showing the second room wasn't registered under any friend's name, only hers. Even better, the hotel receptionist had provided a short signed affidavit confirming she saw Lana check in with a male companion, not a group of women. We weren't just ready. We were fortified. Claire called Wednesday morning. She's stalling, she said. Her attorney reached out about delaying mediation to give Lana emotional space. Classic tactic. She's trying to buy time, reframe the narrative, maybe generate sympathy. Let them, I said. The facts won't change. Claire sounded pleased. This is what winning looks like, Jason. Not loud. Not fast. Just tight. Later that day, Lana texted me. Lana, can we please talk in person? Not about legal stuff. Just us. I waited 2 hours before replying. Me. There is no us. That night, my brother called. She messaged me, he said. Told me you were going through a paranoid phase. Did she mention the guy in the glasses reflection? He laughed dryly. She left that part out. Of course she did. You want me to shut this down publicly? No. Let her talk. The more noise she makes, the more obvious it becomes who's desperate. Thursday morning, I got a voicemail from her mom. Yes, her mother. She hadn't spoken to me in months. Lana always said her mom didn't get our relationship, that she stayed out of things. Now, apparently, she was in it. Voicemail. Jason, honey, I don't know what's going on between you two, but Lana's not well. She came home crying last night. If there's any way to pause this divorce thing and talk, I think it would mean a lot. I didn't call back, but I saved the voicemail. Claire advised me to keep every contact attempt. We weren't playing games. We were keeping records. Friday came and went with no new surprises. Until I checked Facebook. Lana had posted a photo, a throwback from our vacation to Charleston 2 years ago. Caption. I don't know how it all went so wrong, broken heart. Over 60 comments. Support. Sympathy. Half the people didn't know the truth. The other half just wanted drama. I didn't comment. I didn't even like it. But I screenshotted it, just in case. People forget the internet is admissible. That weekend, Claire sent over a draft of our mediation posture. I retained full ownership of the house. No spousal support. No division of premarital or retirement accounts. She vacates the property within 30 days. I retain custody of Max. Evidence of infidelity and fraud will be entered if mediation fails. Simple. Direct. Legal. When Lana's lawyer received it, he responded with, We prefer a more cooperative tone. Claire replied, Cooperation starts with honesty. My client already brought that. Hers didn't. The next message from Lana came Sunday evening. Lana, I'm sorry. Not because I got caught, but because I lost myself. I lost us. I know that doesn't fix anything. But if there's any part of you that still remembers how we started, please just don't turn this into war. I sat with that message for a while. Not because it moved me, but because it showed the shift. She had tried rage, then guilt, then reputation defense. Now she was trying nostalgia. But she still never said the truth out loud. No mention of the man in the sunglasses. No mention of the hotel balcony. No ownership. Just strategy dressed up as sorrow. I didn't reply, but I printed the message, added it to the file. That night, I cleaned the guest room again, not because I expected company, but because I wanted the house to feel like mine. Every object she'd once claimed was slowly disappearing. Her old throw blanket? Gone. Her coffee mug with Boss Babe on it? Donated. The photo album she left behind? Packed in a box in the garage. Not burned. Not trashed. Just moved out of the life she no longer had access to. Some people rebuild with noise, new partners, new cities, new haircuts. I rebuilt with discipline, with truth, with silence louder than her stories. The mediation took place on a rainy Thursday morning. Downtown office building. 11th floor. Quiet hallways and sterile conference rooms with too many light switches and not enough soul. Claire arrived early, organized as always. She had 3 folders, one with documents, one with evidence, and one labeled in sharp black marker. Control. You ready for her final act? She asked as we sat down. I nodded. I've seen all her characters by now. She smirked. Then let's close the curtain. Lana arrived 10 minutes late. Hair curled. Makeup light. Neutral blouse. A subtle cross necklace she hadn't worn in years. She came in looking like a woman who wanted to appear fragile, not guilty. Her attorney, Joel, was a mid-30s professional with nervous energy and a too-tight tie. He looked like he knew he'd lost but still had to play through the match. We exchanged nods. No greetings. The mediator was a calm, gray-haired woman named Sandra who had seen too many divorces to be surprised by any of them. We're here today to discuss asset division, property rights, and support, she said evenly. Let's proceed in good faith and with as much clarity as possible. Claire spoke first. My client is seeking to retain full ownership of the marital home, all premarital savings and investments, and custody of the dog. We are not requesting spousal support, and we will not agree to paying it. Joel cleared his throat. My client would like a more equitable split of marital assets and believes the current posture is overly punitive. Claire slid a document across the table. The evidence submitted to the court reflects intent to deceive, documented infidelity, and financial misrepresentation of travel. The posture is not punitive. It's justified. Lana didn't look at the paper. She looked at me. Can we just talk? She started. Sandra raised a hand. Please direct all comments through counsel. Joel leaned in. Lana would like to propose a shared resolution. She walks away without alimony, but retains a percentage of the property sale when the house is sold. Claire didn't blink. The house is not for sale. My client is retaining the property. And as per attached appraisals, the mortgage has been 90% covered by my client's personal income. Joel hesitated. Claire continued. We also have documentation that Ms. Harrow's alleged girls' trip was not what she represented. The accompanying guest was not a friend. We have photo confirmation, hotel records, and a verified affidavit from a front desk employee. Lana flinched slightly, but said nothing. Joel spoke again. We're not contesting dissolution. My client is simply asking for a clean and fair exit. Claire leaned forward slightly. My client is offering the cleanest version of that possible. You leave with your name, your clothes, and your freedom. The mediator turned to Lana. Is that acceptable? Lana hesitated. Then she said, softly, I gave 10 years to this marriage. I finally spoke. You gave the last year of it to someone else. She turned to me. You didn't even give me a chance to explain. I didn't need to, I said, calm as ever. You sent the proof yourself. It was in your sunglasses. The room went silent. Joel whispered something to her. She didn't respond. Claire opened the folder labeled Control and placed one more document on the table. It was the full timeline. The photo. My trip. The video. The hotel. The recorded calls. Every lie in writing. Black and white. Neat. Unarguable. Joel looked at it, sighed, and leaned back. Sandra asked again, Are we reaching agreement today? Joel looked at Lana. She nodded, barely. Yes, he said. We'll sign. The rest of it was paperwork. Names. Signatures. Legal wording. No raised voices. No slammed fists. Just ink on paper, sealing a choice she made before I ever filed anything. When it was done, Sandra stood and shook each hand. Mr. Harrow, best of luck to you. You came in prepared. Claire smiled. That's our specialty. Outside the building, rain tapped against the pavement. Lana caught up to me near the elevator. You really weren't going to give me one more chance, she asked. I turned to face her. You had chances, I said. You used them on someone else. She blinked fast. He didn't mean anything. But you lied for him. You made plans with him. You let me think something was wrong with me when the problem was you. Her voice broke. I panicked. I felt stuck. No, I said. You felt entitled to options. I pressed the elevator button. She looked at me like she wanted to say something else, something big, maybe dramatic. But there was nothing left. Just rain. Just silence. Just the truth between us. That night, Claire sent me the scanned copy of the signed agreement. Subject line: closure. I replied with one word. Finally. Back home, I opened a bottle of scotch I'd been saving for a special occasion. Not a celebration, not exactly. Just a moment that meant something. I poured a glass. Sat on the couch. Max hopped up beside me like he'd been waiting all day. I looked around the room. No more pretending. No more lying. Just clean air and the quiet I'd earned. Somewhere out there, Lana was telling someone her version of events. That I was cold. That I didn't forgive her. That it all happened too fast. But I didn't need to defend myself. Because when someone destroys the truth with lies, their story eventually eats itself. And I kept mine intact on record, on paper, and deep inside the man she never really understood. The papers were finalized the following Tuesday. No court trial. No back-and-forth hearings. Just 2 signatures, 2 attorneys, and a clerk stamping the end of a marriage. Claire called me around noon. It's done, she said. Filed, processed, and recorded. You're legally divorced. I let the silence hang a moment. Thanks, I said. You did this right, Jason. Smart. Controlled. I've seen 100 messes, you walked through yours clean. I didn't want a war. And you didn't get one, she said. You got the truth. That's better. That evening, I got home before sunset. The house felt still. Not like something was missing, but like something was finally gone. I stood in the living room and listened. Nothing creaked. Nothing hummed. No tension hanging in the air. Just silence. Mine. I walked upstairs and opened the closet. Her side had been empty for weeks, but this time it looked finished. Like no one was ever coming back for it. In the bathroom, her drawer was gone. No more unused lip balms or expensive lotions she never let me touch. I reorganized everything. Razor, toothbrush, cologne, just the essentials. Just me. Then I moved through each room with a trash bag and a small cardboard box. The bag was for the things I never wanted to see again: cards, fridge magnets from old trips, dried-out markers from her desk drawer. The box was for what I didn't hate, but didn't need, the neutral leftovers of a shared life that didn't fit the new version of mine. By the time I reached the bedroom, the house had lost her shape. And for the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe without permission. I called my brother that night. It's official, I said. Good, he replied. You sound better. I feel better. She's still playing victim? Haven't heard a word. Then she knows she lost. I nodded, even though he couldn't see it. She did, I said, quietly. The next morning, I sat on the porch with a cup of black coffee and a notepad. I made a list. Repaint living room. Replace dining chairs. Clean garage. New bedding. Frame new photos. Cancel her streaming accounts. Change security codes. Not out of spite. Out of restoration. This wasn't a revenge story. It was a rebuilding story. The first thing I did was donate the dining chairs. She picked them years ago, expensive, uncomfortable, all style, no substance. I replaced them with something simpler. Solid wood. Comfortable. Uncomplicated. Next was the garage. 2 hours of clearing junk, organizing tools, and pulling down the dusty box labeled seasonal stuff, from the top shelf. I didn't even open it. Just taped it shut again and dropped it off at her sister's porch with a note. Unopened. Unnecessary. Yours. I didn't wait for a reply. That weekend, I repainted the living room. The pale blue she'd chosen, because it felt coastal, was replaced with warm gray, quiet, clean, mine. While the paint dried, I took Max to the park. He ran like a puppy again, free and fast. No leash. No tension on the line. Just motion. I watched him and realized I finally understood what freedom felt like. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was simple. It was being able to exhale without checking the temperature of the room. Sunday evening, I walked through the house again. Same walls. Same rooms. Same foundation. But everything felt different. No lipstick-stained coffee cups. No closed-door FaceTime calls. No subtle tension when I asked how her day was. Just light. Just air. Just space. I put new sheets on the bed, white cotton, nothing fancy. Opened the window. Let the night come in. I lay there listening to the breeze and realized I wasn't thinking about what she'd done, or where she was now, or who she might be talking to. I wasn't angry. I wasn't curious. I was done. Monday morning, I made the final change. I replaced the framed photo on the entryway table. It used to be from our wedding, black and white. Her veil caught mid-motion, me smiling like the future was already written. Now it was a photo of Max and me from our trip to the lake. Though when I took the weekend, she thought I was home waiting for her. That version of me, the one in the photo, wasn't broken. He was ready. He just didn't know it yet. Lana never responded to the final filing. No email. No call. No, what happened to us? No, do you still think about me? I'm sure she's telling her version somewhere. That she was misunderstood. That we grew apart. That she made a mistake, and I was too cold to forgive it. But I don't live in her story anymore. I live in mine. And mine is quiet, consistent, and clean. People think divorce is a door slamming. It's not. It's a lock clicking quietly behind someone who thought they'd never have to knock. And now? She doesn't have a key. 6 months passed. The calendar rolled over without announcement. Spring turned to summer. The world kept spinning. And I was still standing. Not surviving, living. The strange part about healing is how unremarkable it feels when it finally settles in. No fireworks. No music swelling in the background. Just a morning like any other. You wake up, and the weight that once pressed on your chest is gone. And you breathe. Not because someone told you to. Because you can. I had a new routine. Wake up early. Walk Max, make coffee. Sit on the porch. No phone. No noise. Just the sound of wind through trees and paws on concrete. Then work, steady, quiet, fulfilling. I'd taken on more hours, more responsibilities, and for the first time in a long time, my accomplishments weren't shared or explained. They were mine alone. Evenings were peaceful. Books, not arguments. Music, not tension. I rediscovered old hobbies, woodworking, photography. Things I used to love before time and compromise carved them away. I wasn't rebuilding from pain. I was rebuilding beyond it. I saw her once. At the grocery store. Late afternoon, frozen foods aisle. I had just reached for a bag of blueberries when I heard the unmistakable voice. Jason. I turned slowly. She looked the same, at least, from a distance. Same hair, same face, same slightly startled expression when someone expects you to look broken and you don't. Hey, I said. She hesitated, then smiled like we were old friends. How have you been? Well, I said. She waited. Maybe for a question, maybe for a compliment. I didn't offer either. You look good, she said. I feel good, I replied. She nodded. I'm glad. A pause. Then, I'm working at a different practice now. Dental aesthetics. It's new. Sounds like a change, I said. Another pause. Yeah, big one. We stood there for a few seconds, surrounded by freezer doors and awkward nostalgia, until I finally said, well, take care of yourself, Lana. You too, she said. And I walked away. Not angry. Not smug. Just done. That night, I told my brother about it. She looked surprised I wasn't miserable, I said. He laughed. People who lie assume you're lost without them. I wasn't. I know. But she doesn't. The next day, I was back at the lake. Just me and Max, same spot. Same dock. Same sky. I brought my camera this time. Set it up on a tripod. Took a few shots of the trees, the water, the dog catching light mid-leap. One photo caught my eye, a candid of me, looking out across the lake, coffee mug in hand. Max lying at my feet. There was no sadness in my face. No regret. Just calm. That photo now sits where our wedding portrait used to hang. Not as a trophy. As a reminder of what I came through and who I became after. One Saturday in late August, I stopped by a small local bookstore. I hadn't been in years. Inside, a woman was rearranging a table display staff shirt, dark ponytail, sleeves rolled to the elbow. She looked up as I passed. Can I help you find anything? Not sure, I said. I think I'm just wandering. She smiled. That's how the best books find you. I wandered. Found a novel I used to love. A memoir about rebuilding. A history of American lighthouses. No reason. Just something about the title called to me. At checkout, she rang me up and glanced at the lighthouse book. Great choice. It's about resilience more than architecture, you know. I smiled. Then it's perfect. She looked at me differently for half a second. Then, you should come by Thursday. We do quiet reading nights. Everyone just shows up and reads. No book club. No discussion. Just peace. I like peace. Then I think you'd fit in. I nodded. Maybe I'll come. Maybe you should. I walked out with 3 books and a sense that something had shifted, not loudly, not romantically, just quietly. like the world was opening in small, careful ways. I went that Thursday, sat in a circle of strangers, read 50 pages in silence. Max curled at my feet, snoring. The bookstore lady, her name was Elise, handed out tea and never asked questions. When I left, she said, "Same time next week?" "Yeah," I said. "Same time." And for the first time in a long while, I didn't look over my shoulder for what could go wrong. I looked forward into what could go right. Not every betrayal ends in fire. Some end in silence. And if you're lucky, if you're patient, that silence turns into something stronger than noise ever was. It becomes your foundation,